You are a consumer. All you do when money comes to you is you buy, and you don't do anything with it that makes it multiply. You're going to be in a very difficult state of life where, like I said, you're going to blame everybody. So money loves people who have a plan. Now
Yeah, but yes, it is time for Hustle Hard with the one, the only, Holla Holla.
Holla holla. It's your boy.
George?
It's your boy, George Billionaire.
How you doing? Ooh, love the haircut. Sleek and all that. What was happening by weekend?
Noma Nyce, the captain of the ship today, and she's going to be flying us high. Noma Nyce is riding solo for the very first part of the show, and I can guarantee it's going to be a very lovely show. Weekend was amazing. One thing I love about our country called Zimbabwe is that there's so much development going on around, so much. And I recently went to a place, we were doing some air conditioning at one of these newly launched establishments, and it's amazing to see the growth. Businesses are expanding, and you know, it's just nice to have a nice hangout place in the capital city. So you know, that was my weekend. I had a lot of swimming. There was inter-school swimming.
Oh, nice.
And the amazing G's made us proud as always. People keep asking me, why do your kids are always winning? Why? And I said,
what's your secret?
and the secret is in the pudding. They work harder than everybody else. And people say, are they genes? Did you genetically, were you a swimmer? Please note, I was not a swimmer back in the day. But what these kids have done, you know, big shout out to their mom as well. They've really been going all out, swimming, working hard. Their coaches have been really pushing them. And that's the key secret to success. You have to put in that hard work where nobody's watching, which will lead for you to be celebrated in public for that hard work you put in private. So that was the weekend. But yeah, back to the show. You know, it's always good to be here. And you know, one thing that there are three different types of people, Noma Nyce. There are people who take action. There are people who are comfortable where they are. And then there are people who remain poor. And those who take action, like what you see happening in the country, are making progress. They're making money. They're constantly growing. Others will be murmuring and complaining, but that's not them. Then you've got those who are comfortable, which is majority of them. That's the middle class. They get their salary, which is a seed, and all they do with their salary is they consume. And you know, imagine this. I want people who are listening right now. If you got $10,000 right now, what's the first thing that comes to your mind that you're going to do with that money? That either determines whether you're going to be somebody who's going to become an action-oriented person and invest, or are you somebody who's going to buy the latest phone, think of consuming
first, or go for holiday first, you know.
That's it. And that's why they'll remain in the comfortable zone. And then you've got those who are poor, those who are passing off opportunities regularly, those who are always making excuses, those who have everyone else to blame other than themselves. They've blamed the government since 1980. Imagine that. They've blamed the weather. It's raining today, so you cannot go anywhere. They've blamed everything. And this is the challenge with the people that are out there, that they are not doing things that are going to make a lasting impression to people who are out there. So it's important. Let us become people who become very defined on what we want to be. Let us become people, when we get certain things that we want to achieve in life, you have to be action oriented. You cannot be the mediocre person or the comfort zone person. We have to be people who definitely are not going to be those full of excuses. So the purpose of our show is always to speak to these people who are out there listening to us, that you may be in the comfort zone. You may be passing off opportunities regularly by making excuses, but ultimately you must become somebody who is now deliberately focused on seeing that, listen, whenever I get money, it's a seed. Am I consuming that seed, or am I an individual who is investing? You know, we spoke about choose your heart back in the day, and back in the day, if you do what is easy now, 10 years from life, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard now, that's investing. When everybody else is buying the latest iPhone 17 Pro Max, the latest Samsung S20, just, instead of using that money as potential seed to actually do something productive or to look good for people, not for yourself. You are looking good to kufadza vanhu, but unfortunately, your life in years to come. We all know those people, Becky K, Noma, who tell us, back in the day, my father used to drive this car. That was 2001. But we're in 2025. And unfortunately, due to your lack of investing back then, a thing called time will soon catch up with you. And you will be that person who keeps talking about the past instead of looking at the future and what you are purposefully doing in regard to the future.
So this is where I'll step in and interrupt, because it's one of my favorite topics. And I'm sometimes culprit, I'm sometimes good, and then I'm sometimes really bad, where I even ask myself, Becky, what is it that you're doing? Like, you've got the money, and then poof, like, you know that scripture that says a fool and his money are soon parted?
True.
Yeah, sometimes I'm a fool with my money. I don't understand the language at all. And last week on She Diaries, we had one lady, Odette Gogwe, who's into construction. And she was talking about it's not how much you earn, but how you spend what you earn. Are you for the same notion?
I like this quote, Becky. It says, beware of the little expenses. A little leak will sink a great ship. You got that, Becky?
Yeah.
Beware of things you call little expenses, because those little leaks.
Small.
Tinopedzera twatozoti chikepe chese chanyura.
$300.
Imagine,
What? $300.
Nah, it's just $100.
Yeah.
And it will soon amount to your doom. Uno shout you had $1,000 on Friday, and now it's Monday. And
no,
now
Monday is too fast.
Imagine that. So your lack of discipline with financial knowledge and what to do when you get money will soon lead you to disaster. Like you said, a fool and his money.
That's soon parted.
That's it. And that's exactly what most people do, because everybody listening to us comes in contact with money. It may be little, but I love the word of God. Hanzi, put a little on a little and soon it will become much. That's discipline, unfortunately. And people don't like that word. Because no question about 20, 100, 1,000. Let me just go to the bar, pop bottles. And with these people, for me, I say, big shout out to all those people who pop bottles.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
because bottles must be popped.
Yes. But when you look at the price of that bottle in the club, I remember I went out with a couple of friends sometime in Cape Town, and we saw people. This guy was doing that, the other was doing that, and the bill was something hectic. But if you look at the price of that same bottle outside in the supermarket or at the bottle store, it's a quarter of the actual price, but just the location has changed. But because you want to please people, you want to be seen as, yes, I have made it. And that's lack of financial intelligence. Right. Because that money, unfortunately, is going to dwindle away. And money listens to you. The reason why money is not constantly coming to you, Becky, is because you've got bad spending habits. These little expenses actually are causing you not to grow. I remember, Becky, one of my mentors told me, and I actually adapted that. There's a time I was building.
Okay.
He said, George, think of the money you use for lunch. Equate it to cement.
Okay.
And begin to be so cautious about managing yourself. And I used to think lunch was $20, $30. I would take my friends, it was $50. That was 5 bags of cement. And imagine, if you think what you can do with 5 bags of cement, rather than just feeding your immediate now, what's better? A structure or just food that's going to go into your body, and a couple of hours later, it's out. So it's the same thing with money. If you look at some of the things that you are urgently wanting to buy now, think about it. When you see something new, and you say, okay, is this really a need or a want?
Yeah.
And that's where indiscipline comes. Because you feel, Becky, I know you were going through a lot of trauma with people, downplaying you with a previous device, which did the deed. It would take the pictures, but due to the unnecessary pressures of life, others around you will be saying, wait, how come your camera phone only has one camera?
Yes, why?
When all the others, they now have 3, 4, and they're feeling...
And they're horizontal.
But the picture is nearly... But that pressure, unfortunately, because you want to please people, you end up buying cars, phones, unnecessary things. And that lack of financial discipline is going to cause your business to fail because udakufadza. And unfortunately, if you live a life, Becky, to please people, I can tell you, poverty is around the corner and you'll have no one else to blame but your own basic needs.
So let's demystify this message that just came through. Clearly, this guy doesn't live in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, Becky, you know, I think if people understood this one basic thing, that all of us come in hand with money. Somehow, somewhere. But it's what you do with that money that's either going to grow it or your lack of discipline that's going to cause your money to always not be enough. And I think I've said this many times. There are people who just rely on their job, which is good. But unfortunately, in this economy where we're living in, you must be very entrepreneurial and think outside the box and offer a service or a product so that at least you can make something else out of the little that you have. Now, when people come up, and those are those people, Becky, I told you there are 3 types of people. There are people who take action, who are investing. There are people who are in the comfort zone, who are okay with what they earn. And then there are those who are making excuses, who are poor. They are passing off opportunities regularly because they think, no, money is supposed to be given by the president into your hand or by a political party to say, go and do this. But those same people, the one who asked the question, if they get money now, see them 6 months later, they will be in a far worse off situation. It's the same thing with people who win the lotto, because money and mindset are very closely related. The mindset of people is what makes money multiply. But like I said, if you got $10,000 right now, what would you do with it? That's actually what's going to determine whether you're going to make it or not.
Okay. You mentioned also spending habits based on pressure from people. At what point do you level up your life? Because a leveling up has to happen. You can't be working for all your life and then you are still, driving the same old car, using the same old phone, maybe staying in the same old neighborhood. I don't know, but at some point you need to upgrade.
Yeah.
But you are saying you must understand the language of money. You must understand how money wants to be used or how money needs to be used. At what point am I upgrading my life? Because an upgrade, Mr. George, a billionaire, has to happen.
True. So I think an upgrade is dependent on the association you have.
Okay.
Now, Becky, I think we've said this before. If you hang around with 5 broke people, you are possibly number 5. You have a problem with counting.
Yes.
Right?
Count again.
Now wealthy people invest first and spend later. But broke people spend first and then they want to invest the little that they have.
And when you say invest, what are we investing in? Are we investing in property? Am I investing in myself? What am I investing in?
So the most important thing, like I run a business. I've got an air conditioning company. If I got money, the first thing I want to do, if I got $10,000, I would buy stock worth $10,000.
Okay.
And right now I won't be cash rich, but I'll be stock rich. Because those things are going to multiply and maybe make me $15,000 or $20,000.
Okay.
So now I've gotten $5,000 more than me spending that $10,000 on nothing that gives money back.
Okay.
And this is why it's important people understand this, that all of us come in contact with money. But then the challenge is fear of starting to do something. We have excuses. It's too little to start. And if you listen to the great entrepreneurs, I was listening to one of the legends in the country, Shingi Mutasa, speaking the other day. And when he started off with nothing.
Oh, yeah, right? I listened to that thing.
So the secret with people, same with Dr. Strive Masiwa, Nigel Chanakira, all these guys, they started with the little they had. They were willing to sacrifice a little now for them now to become household heroes here in the country of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
But you, with where you are, you're thinking, no, I need capital. And that's one of the most asked questions. I don't have capital to start. And remember what we said last time. Somebody's driving a car, you're driving your capital. Some of you've got money, but then you're just not willing to start because you're thinking it will fail. And I think I've said this so many times. People who have plan A and B should just stick to not doing anything because you're double-minded and nothing will work. So I would say to people who are out there, you get money, but you must do something with it. And the secret to making money is not asking somebody who is in your circle of friends, who have no idea of business, what to do with money. Go to people who started with nothing and ask them, how did you start? What can I do with this? And I'll tell you, when I started business, I didn't have capital. I didn't even have anything. All I did had a good name, good relation. I went to Becky K. She gave me a product. I said I will pay on Monday, and I did that. And after repeat doing that, I ended up getting capacity to be able to get my own stuff in. So it's not necessarily about capital injection to start off with. It's about you building yourself up and deciding, but you know what? Let me get something started. But as always, we will have people who say, no, I need capital. But that's not, capital alone is not going to get you anywhere, because you'll get the capital. But are you going to get to multiply it, even though when you get it?
All right. Questions and contributions, comments are coming through. 0719 100 404. Understanding the language of money, how money works, how money needs to be used or not used, will determine what you are in the future. When we come back, we get into these comments, questions, and contributions. Welcome back to Capi Talk 100.4 FM. It's the Pulse with Becky K, chilling with George Billionaire for a segment called Hustle Hard. We host this every Monday from 12:30 until 1 o'clock. I think we actually are getting to the climax of our conversation here. So we've got one particular listener who seems to be a bit on the disgruntled side. Not to take away from their disgruntlement, because we are all facing different things in this beautiful country of ours, but my message would be, if you are not going to be positive minded in your own country, where is it that you want to be positive minded? So their question was, contribution was, speaking good from a position of privilege is an insult to many people hustling hard out there. So let's be realistic, guys. I said, no, we are. You need to be positive minded and see the bigger picture in Zimbabwe. So I'm like, you know what, deuces garasha work, and I was positive minded. And what they don't know is you were not from a privileged background, but you worked your way up. So what is he saying?
He or she, it's unfortunate that when people see somebody who is successful, and we've got so many local success stories, and it's a pity people are so quick to pull down and say, no, you're privileged, no, you got funding, no, you think because you're up there, you don't understand what's going on down here. Remember, all of us are living in the same country. And the question that maybe somebody should really look at, why is it, if you look north, south, east, west of the country of Zimbabwe, you are seeing development, you are seeing progress. That means if something new is being opened, it means there are new jobs being created. Yeah. There's a lot of vibe happening in the country. Yeah. We've got people from other countries coming to invest in the same country.
They are seeing something
where you are not seeing it. And unfortunately, like I said, money and mindset are closely related. So if you don't see money, unfortunately, money will not see you, and you will remain with that mindset, but you will see everybody else around you flourishing. So it's not from a point of privilege. It's a point from starting where you are.
Thank you.
And growing yourself up step at a time until you get to where you're supposed to be.
We're not going to waste our
energy. But with that mindset and that attitude, unfortunately, you won't get any results. Yeah.
Hi, Becky and Uncle Billy. I have a rare disability which makes it hard for me to get a regular job. So I am now a freelance translator and an online English teacher, and also doing YouTube.
Wow.
Am I on the right track to becoming a bit more independent?
Disability is a mindset as well. I like what she's doing. He is doing. It's important for you. It's important that you are making a plan. This is the most important thing with life. Becky, we've said it before. Nobody's coming to rescue you.
Nobody.
If you say you have a disability, you're the one who's calling yourself that. But you have ability to think. There's so many things that you can actually, there's so many people who I know who people call disabled, but they run very successful organizations.
Absolutely.
And they've got plenty of people working for them. When you see them, you'll be like, oh wow, shame on them. But shame on you, because they have more money and finance than you, because you're looking down on them. So disability is a mindset. As long as you're able to, translate things and make money, that's the most important thing. So well done to you.
Yeah. And then Lawrence says, Lawrence, first of all, thank you so much for writing in and for listening in. And now, Lawrence, how much percentage of profit do you chop? ndaita mari dzangu profit yangu iyo ndikudya what percentage of my profit?
I always say this to people that chopping is something that you should not even look at in the first stages of your business. You should really pay yourself last, I say. There's so many, theories that say pay yourself first. Pay the business. Make sure that the business is sufficient. You've got stock, because once you make $10 profit, put it back into the business and it makes 20, 30, 40. Once you are then able to, make those huge profits, at least you can pay yourself. But you don't want to buy yourself an expensive car instantly.
So
remember,
chop a little bit.
No, don't chop it all for the first couple of years. Live barely minimum. Act as though you're not. Yes. This is the difference with us and other color people. They delay self gratification, but with you and me, Becky, immediately wakasatoita iPhone, Samsung, motor, Benz, watosara.
Yes.
But they've understood the art of delaying self-gratification, which has caused to them now building generational wealth.
All right, so before we close it off, we want to get into that language here, money. How does money move? How does money flow? How are we treating money? What do we say to ourselves about money for it to work for us? That's what we want to know at this point. What are the things that you have mastered that you're saying, guys, ever since I mastered this thing about money, it's been going good?
Yeah. So money's language. Money likes people who make progress with it. Money likes people who make a plan with it. Now, whenever money comes to you, and like I said earlier on, you are a consumer. All you do when money comes to you is you buy, and you don't do anything with it that makes it multiply. You're going to be in a very difficult state of life where, like I said, you're going to blame everybody. So money loves people who have a plan. Now, we've said it before, failing to plan is planning to fail. Now, when you get $10,000 right now and you don't know what to do with it, you're a very dangerous individual because you haven't planned anything. But for me, where I am, if I get money, I will know exactly what's important, which is not a need, right? It's not something that I must buy this thing for me to be validated. I know exactly what to write. I get money, this amount I'm putting into the business, this I'm investing in this. And that's how money grows. So if you see all great, successful individuals in the country, they've been disciplined with money. But if you are undisciplined with money, and like we say, once the weekend comes, you don't even know where the money went. Unfortunately, money is not going to come to you, and you and money are not going to be related, and nothing good will come from you.
We want good things to come from us. So this is just a yes or no question, George. If I'm to bring my budget to you, you'll be able to tell me what I'm doing wrong and what I'm doing right.
That's right. That's right, Becky.
Absolutely.